Hello everybody and welcome here to round 6. Rockingham with the Nationwide Sportsman Series. On the pole is Luis Hernandez, and it's Rick Johnson, Joey Murphy, Dylan Schwellenberg, John Gilbert, Isaac Jekyll, Steve Pollard, Eli Bright, JT Bryant, David Diaz, Sam Curtis, Eric Rodriguez, and the green flag is out, and we are underway here at Rockingham. As I don't know what happened to Dylan Schwellenberg. He got way up out of the groove, and John Gilbert sideways. I don't know if he's going to save it. Oh, big crash. And a bad crash has happened. I don't know who's the leader at the stripe. I don't know if Louise or Rick Johnson got it. But we have had a terrible crash, and it took out half the field. Because it happened up in the front of the field. And somebody's wrecking now. Coming to the stripe. We gotta go see what happened that brought out the caution here. This took a lot of cars out. Something happened right here. There's a big checkup with Dylan. You see John Gilbert starts sliding, and when he stopped sliding, JT gets turned hard by Eli Bright. Oh, and he gets hit by David. We're going to try to put this in super slow-mo and get you the best angle we can here. Look at this impact. And that's where he gets hit by David Diaz. And you can just see the 33 and the 22 launch into the air. I think the 22 is going to land on Derek Edison. You can see the 39 that's up on the 21's nose. Oh. And a violent crash. I think they landed on Lamas or Robert Pollard. One of the two. Robert Pollard getting hit. Flipping over. And what has to be the wildest crash, I think, in the Sportsman series ever. This thing was going to show a lot. You can see, watch the 33. He just, JT went head on, and when he did, watch David Diaz just clip him, and it just, for some reason, just chucked those cars. You see David is on the nose of the 21. Cliff Williams technically had nowhere to go. Oh, Steven Pollard and Ron Swan had nowhere to go. You see DJ Curtis and Michael Haas and Isaiah Monaco getting involved. They're spinning. I want to see who these cars landed on. Did they land here on Cody Lamas? Because they landed on somebody. Oh. Ooh. Eli Bright took a huge hit, folks. JT Bryant. JT got hit by Robert Pollard, the defending champion. And then Eli Bryant got hit head on by Jonathan Zorlian. And just huge impacts all around here. Right now, we have a total of like 30 cars on the racetrack left to race. Hawkins going to get up here and take the green flag. Everybody right now is in the infield care center. No one has been transferred to any local medical facility. They're all in the infield care center getting checked out after a scary crash here at Rockingham Speedway. We had one similar in the Holiday Classic here at Rockingham earlier in December. We're about ready to go green flag racing here. Over half the drivers right now have been checked and released from the infield care center. Guys that are stuck in there now are Eli Bright and a couple others that are just sitting in there right now. Oof. Alex Hawkins is right in front of his teammate, but right now the battle is for the lead between Luis Hernandez and Richard Johnson. Rick Johnson right now got a big piece. Dylan Schwanberg, this is one of his best runs of the season, battling with Joey Murphy. Hernandez Motorsports right there, battling with H. Scott. There's Isaac Jekyll, also on this H. Scott Motorsports team. Both cars sponsored by Monster Energy. These two are about to battle each other for position on the racetrack. And a 12 is becoming a human. It's just a moving chicane, and a 56 checked out of the throttle. Just to hope not to run over the 21. A lot of cars are tore up on the racetrack. Super slow. Oh, the 56 driving it in there deep on the 12. Don't want to wreck him. Don't want to wreck him, but you don't want to wreck yourself as well. And 56 is tucked all on the back bumper. Eric Monaco showing a lot of displeasure. Get on the front bumper cam here. Displeasure. And there they go. Flying around him. Get you back to the front of the field where Rick Johnson is pulled away from Luis Hernandez by okay little margin. Don't know if these guys are going to have to pit now due to that big crash. 30 cars. I think 30 are on the racetrack. 28 on the lead lap. As Luis Hernandez is trying to run down Rick Johnson here. Joey Murphy trying to run down his teammate and Luis Hernandez to hope make this a Hernandez Motorsports 1-2 finish here at Rockingham Speedway. Oh, look at this battle for back of the pack. Sir cameras are trying to get us the best action. Sam Curtis right there. John Gilbert trying to march back up through the field, sitting in 7th. Then Schwanberg 8th. 9th is Ash Curtis. 10th. Now Legacy. Where's Eric Rodriguez? Where's Eric Rodriguez? They had to put some tape on the car because when the 39 landed, the rear tires were spinning. It ripped a hole in the hood. They got some tape on that number 21 just to see if they could plug the hole up. Battle for second as Joey Murphy is going by boss man Luis Hernandez. Joey Murphy is running some really quick laps. And the Mobile One Chevrolet might get up here and try to pass the Amoco Dodge. So we got STP, Jegs, Monster Energy, Miller Lite, Monster Energy, Zest, Mac Tools, Z-Line Designs, Coors Light, Red Bull, Voodoo Rides, Target. That's your top 15. Looking at miles an hour across the line. Joey Murphy is running faster than both Luis Hernandez and Rick Johnson. He's trying to run down Rick as we speak in the number 93 Amoco Dodge. Or is Luis Hernandez just trying to save his stuff? You know, not want to tear him up. Keeping that car running good. But now, look at this. Luis Hernandez just ran down Joey Murphy again. I think they're both running each other down. As the tires are starting to wear. We got a car coming to pit road, and that's Joshua Saculli, who is 22nd on the racetrack. And he's more than likely going to probably end his day in the number 24, as that car is pretty toast. He's gonna go a lap down. They're gonna sit here. Actually, they're changing tires on the 24. So maybe they are gonna try to fix that car out here and keep it in the running. Had a possible race win. Or not a race win, but a shot at just get the points. As Joey Murphy now is battling with Rick Johnson. They were almost side by side there for a second. Comparing speeds at the line, the top three are about the same mile an hour faster. Except the 2, the 51, and the 30 are a little bit faster than those guys. So if you're Luis Hernandez, if you're Rick Johnson, if you're a Joey Murphy, you kind of want to be starting to pick up the pace. Dylan Schwallenberg right now running about the same pace as the 3 cars that are leading the race. So he's not off the pace by much. And then these cars are running extra slow. Maybe these guys can pit a little earlier and make a gamble. So Luis Hernandez is now letting Steve Pollard get the draft. Just get to the back bumper of him. Or has Luis Hernandez burnt his stuff up? Joey Murphy runs a 145.4 to Rick's 145.0. As we're past halfway, Joey Murphy going to the inside of Rick Johnson. Into turn number 3. Is Rick going to just let him go with these? Rick just lets him go. Knowing the Mobile One Chevrolet is a little bit faster. As now Luis Hernandez is going to lose some positions. Because that number 5 car has burned up all the goodies and them Goodyear tires. But I think Rick and Joey have also burned up their goodies in the Goodyear tires. Joey running a 142, Rick running 140 compared to all these cars running 142s. And Luis Hernandez hit a 138. So that 5 car's tires are dead in the water. He's telling his crew, he's like, yeah, we might be the first cars in due to these tires. So Rick Johnson is coming in, and so is Luis Hernandez. So Luis Hernandez was not lying saying he was going to be one of the first cars into the pits. So is Ash Curtis. We're going to get you to the front here. 25 laps. Does Joey Murphy stay out an extra lap and try to put these guys a lap down? Let's see. Joey Murphy is pitting. John Gilbert is pitting. Oh, everybody is pitting except Ryan Monaco, who's a lap down. Or 2 laps down. He's getting his lap back, so now the question is, who's going to be the first out of pit road? Is it Luis or Rick? It was Rick. And then Luis. Now let's get you to the front of the field here. Joey Murphy was the leader coming into the pits. You can see where his box exit is. 4 tires pulling out. Joey Murphy's going to cross the line right here. There's Rick Johnson coming on the racetrack. Rick Johnson is the leader, followed by Luis Hernandez, Sam Curtis. The 5 and the 43 coming in early has helped, but I mean the 93 does have a big lead. The 16 is just trying to ride around as that car is destroyed. Rick's going to be catching some light traffic soon enough. Luis Hernandez is going to battle with Sam Curtis. Sam Curtis almost won a race here. Got beat by Ash here at Rockingham. So Sam knows how to drive this track. Look at Rick Johnson just pulling away from Joey Murphy. Or is Joey just staying behind his lap car saving his stuff? That could be a thing. He could be out here just saving his stuff. Actually, I think Luis is going to let Sam go by and just ride behind him and save his stuff. Oh, as Rick is now stuck behind a lap car. Drives it in deep and makes the pass. As Rick Johnson is now in lap traffic. I mean, it's heavy. The 20 car is the next car in front of. Then it's the 99, so Rick's in heavy lap traffic. And that's a teammate in front of him now. So Sue Lee's going to let Joey Murphy and Fitzwater by. As Rick Johnson has now got by the number 50, the number 12. Oh, look at the 14. Drive it under the 16. I think he did that so maybe he could drive it under the 12 and turn 1 and run down Rick. Rick is now going to run this fast lap. Look at Rick, look at Joey Murphy making quick ease of the 12 car. The 43 and the 5 are more than likely just going to blow by the 24. That was probably the easiest I've seen a car get past the lap car. Rick is now catching the number 20. Rick's going to catch him in turn 1. 20 can drive it in a little deeper than Rick, since the back end's tore off of the 20. 20 just doesn't have the straightaway speed, as Rick is now getting ran down by Joey Murphy. As Isaac Jacobs now passing Luis Hernandez. We're going to get you up here to the battle for the lead as laps are winding down. Rick Johnson still battling with the 20 as Joey Murphy is right on the back bumper. Murphy driving it into turn 3. Oh, he could drive it in a little lower if he could. Contact being made between friends. Joey Murphy battling with Rick Johnson. And Fitzwater's going to push Murphy. Door to door. Rick Johnson trying to use that outside line. Driving it in deep. Won't be enough since the 16 is pushing the 14. Down that back straightaway, the Dodge has more power. Into turn number 3. You just don't want to wash up the racetrack. As Rick Johnson and Joey Murphy are battling, it's letting these guys catch up, and it's actually hurting Rick Johnson now because the 16 is fast. He's not a very slow car like what we saw, but Joey Murphy ran behind him, caught his stuff back up, and didn't burn anything else. The 5 car hung up the drive by the 12, but the 12 is now in front of the 9 and the 2. So down the back straightaway, look at the 5. He's just going to try to drive it in deep. Oh, John Gilbert might wreck the 9 because he's tucked up all under him. Almost wrecked Ash Curtis. I think Jacobs running some very fast laps, but I think it's too little too late. And I think Joey Murphy is going to win his first ever race for Hernandez Motorsports. Luis Hernandez, boss man, probably not happy that he didn't get up there and win this race. But we did see his tires start falling off way earlier than everyone else's in previous runs. But coming to the final lap, Rick Johnson knows he probably had a car that could win the race tonight. But he got outbeat by his best friend. White flag is in the air. They ran the same identical lap time last time by. But coming out of turn 3 and 4, for the final time, Joey Murphy is a winner in the Nationwide Sportsman Series for Hernandez Motorsports. In a crazy race In a crazy race here at Rockingham Speedway, Joey Murphy will win it for Hernandez Motorsports and become the 30th first-time winner. Congratulations to Joey Murphy and that whole Mobile One crew. Report on performance: Joey Murphy, Rick Johnson, Isaac Jaco, Ash Curtis, John Gilbert, Steve Pollard, Luis Hernandez, Sam Curtis, Dylan Schwallenberg, Manuel Marin, Jeff Bright, Matt Haas, Cliff Williams, Annie Thomas, and Kenny Okada are your points scores for round number 6. And you can pause the video here to look at who everyone finished elsewhere. But right now, I'm going to hit this so you can see. Next week, we are at Pocono Raceway in Pocono, Pennsylvania for another exciting race in the Sportsman Series. Guys, we will see you next week for Pocono Raceway.